Alright, welcome to Mixed Screens. Me, Judy.
I'm Erica.
And then today we have some lovely guests.
We have Alex and Juliet.
Hello.
Hi. So this is a special edition. We're going to be talking about women in cannabis, and Alex's mom actually owns a dispensary, so we'd like to pick her brain about that and just kind of have a couple of smokes and have some drinks and just chop it up a little bit.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So Alex, so your mom has a dispensary.
Yes, in Santa Ana. They just opened, I think, they had their grand opening in April, and they did like a soft opening in February. So they've only been open for, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months now. Yeah.
But you working there?
I was working right when they started like opening up, because they kind of had like a lot of little things to work out, and so I was kind of there during the trial period. I've taken a step back, just realizing I don't necessarily like the consulting part.
Okay.
So I want to come back in when they start doing the wellness education.
Okay. Yeah, and that's when I will hopefully be a part of it as well, as we want to both be part of the wellness kind of like caregiving aspect of it. So,
that sounds so good.
Yeah, more on like the medicinal side. Not that we're like opposed to the recreational side of it, but like very passionate about the medicinal side of it.
Okay, so really passionate about helping people and making people feel better.
Yeah, because the plant is just amazing. It's amazing. It does so many amazing things. It is medicine. Yeah. Exactly. Ultimately.
Yeah. And so right now they have like the storefront, and so they kind of have like, it's in an interesting area where the front end was being utilized for a different business, but then they've since moved out and they want to basically convert the whole front end to a wellness center.
Okay.
So it'll be separate, but able to be kind of met in the middle sort of thing, where you can consult with patients who want more education, who want to look at the wellness side of it, and really like take the time and just the resources and have things ready for them, available for them to be able to take home, do their own research,
Yeah. And I feel like that really legitimizes the business.
It does.
Totally.
Like, I go to dispensaries and it's just hippies working in there. They really don't know the strands. They're just kind of being cool with you. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh yeah, this one's good. Or a lot of people bought this one today or whatever, but they really can't tell me like, oh, it'll help me with my headache or with my anxiety, or they don't have that. So I think it would be beneficial, especially for like older people, to come in there and have comfort and actually be told, I don't know how to say, like, basically get a good explanation. It's not propaganda. It's not reefer madness. It's, so.
I feel like what it's been this whole time is like the budtender, like the girls.
Yeah.
That whole like cliche image of the budtenders, like, but they don't know anything about it.
It's like a Hooters version, honestly, in cannabis, and that's like how it carried over. And
yes, and that's what I was telling her. It's like, for us, like, we're mothers and we have like, I'm back in school. I have this like I'm trying to like make a career for myself. So it's kind of, when people have like that stigma, like women that smoke weed, it's just like TNA, and it's like, dude, like they're, and like we got a call from a grandmother like from New Jersey who was like wondering how I took my weed to Mexico, and so it's like, dude, like there's this whole like subculture of women who just want to be women and not, cliche.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Or have like a stigma or a stereotype attached to them.
Did you get to that Tigre song?
Which one?
Tigre.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Or Bikini Kill, like, I want to be cliche?
I don't know. I just know that I spent an hour listening to it after I got home from your house. So.
There's a really good documentary called, I think, The Punk Singer. It's literally about...
Yes.
It's so good.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I watched it, and that's how I was, like, exposed to... I mean, I think, like, Bikini Kill, they have a pretty... one of the genres of, I can't remember her name right now, but she has so many projects over the years.
Okay.
And she's
it's Kathleen Hanna.
Yes, thank you. She there was a pretty popular song because I was in Derby for a while, and it was a rollout song. So like I knew it from that association. Yeah.
Oh, she did Derby. It was so fun to watch her.
A year and a half or so in high school.
Okay.
Fun. Yeah. It's a good community of women. Very supportive.
It's a very good community.
Yeah, like just.
I have anger issues, so I would.
You should honestly.
No, that's the.
No.
No, you really could. That's the perfect place for it.
I'm even trying to fuck myself up. Like, I'm pretty, and I'm trying to stay that way. So.
I didn't know how to skate going into it.
Okay, but
at all.
Okay, but how old were you when you did this?
Right.
Yeah, see,
high school. You already said high school.
No, see, no.
So many people don't know how to skate though. Like they're
Actually,
it's insane.
Our aunt, who lives in Austin, Texas, she didn't start derby until she was in her 40s.
Yeah,
and she did it for a lot of years, and did it with, I mean, not like professionally, but like the big like derby organization in Austin, which is kind of like where it started.
Where it started back up again. Yeah, that's why I wanted.
And now she's doing she's doing hockey. So she's like, but you can start whenever you want, really.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can. But
except like when you fall and get hurt, it's kind of
preserve my beauty at the same time.
You wear mouth guards, you wear a helmet, you got elbow pads, wrist guards, knee pads.
I would be afraid of
I was wearing ankle braces.
That sounds like something for a little bitch. No, I'm just fucking around. No, it sounds super cool, and like every roller derby girl is super cool.
It's a great community,
and like our kind of girl. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay, you want to introduce what you guys are drinking? I've never heard of this. This is kind of cool.
So I'd never heard of it either.
Oh yeah, so we're drinking Booch Craft, which is alcoholic kombucha. It's delicious. I've tried a couple different flavors. This one is ginger, lime, and rose hips, and surprisingly, it's 7%. So and it's really tasty.
Okay. Nice.
And she just informed me, I didn't know, it's grain free as well, which she's actually has intolerance.
Gluten?
I don't know.
Yeah, right. But so, do you like kombucha in general?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, see, no me gusta. I do not.
Yeah, this is very.
Kombucha.
I just had it for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but I feel like I need to just keep trying it though. It's like one of those things that
you will. There will be something you like.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's
you'll find something.
A flavor. Yeah, because they're all different.
But I feel like I've just had 2 different brands, and I just need to try. There's got to be a good one. Maybe even I bet I'd probably have better luck at a farmer's market. Maybe.
Yeah. And they're I was gonna say fresh stuff too. There's kombucha bars. I have 2 of them in my city. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's different too, because then you can taste them there and not buy them.
Right.
I work in downtown Long Beach, and there's there's
I
know 5 around.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just got to do that.
So, what are the benefits of kombucha? How do you say it? Kombucha.
Kombucha. Yeah. No, it's
good for your gut.
It's good. Basically, it's good for leaky gut syndrome. So it's probiotics.
Full of probiotics.
Yeah. So good for me.
Good for digestion.
Yeah, me too.
But it is high in sugar, so you have to be careful with that too.
Have you ever had an endoscopy?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have not.
So, yes. Anyways,
we don't have anything on there.
And what's it? And what?
Endoscopy. So, so they stick a tube. They put you to sleep, and they stick a tube down your throat with a little camera in it, and they just check your stomach out and see what's going on in there. It's fine. It doesn't.
You don't even choke.
No.
I'm like, did I choke, doctor?
Yeah. Right. So we gotta do that again. She was just too slow.
So yeah, the only thing that can really happen, which is pretty bad, is they can rip your esophagus.
Oh god, that sounds
really
great.
bad.
No, I'm seeing this lady who she explained it to me as energy testing or something like that. But it's called nutrition response testing. You could look it up. It's it's practiced in a lot of different nutrition, herbalists do it, kind of holistic medicine sort of thing, where they have pressure on the back of your wrist, and then they to look at your different organs.
Okay.
So that's how she figured out I had an inflamed colon, and I had adrenal fatigue, and my pituitary, I don't know, I was all messed up.
Okay. She's now on all these supplements.
Yeah,
these herbal supplements. How many do you take a day?
A lot. I take 11 with breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so can cannabis counteract these things in any way?
I would say that it probably helps.
Yeah,
honestly.
Definitely.
Or maybe just the effects of it. I know for me, if I have a stomach ache, or if I have nausea, or if I have trouble eating, smoke.
Yeah, no, that's truly, that was I've been on a pretty big break. I've been on a break for 2 months, but using CBD. Okay. So that's something that helps with the inflammation in my stomach for sure. Yeah. So that's kind of where I've found that happy medium, and now that I'm getting drug tested, which I think is total bullshit. Okay.
For what type of
It's a nursery.
Okay.
It's a nursery job.
And how often does it come?
With children?
It's a pre-employment.
No. With plants.
Yeah.
No, not
even the children. A plant nursery.
Like Juliet, was funny as hell. You were like, with kids?
I literally worked with kids before and didn't get drug tested for it, but now I'm getting...
of course.
Right?
That's when you need
I
the
literally
drugs.
have never gotten drug tested when I work with kids, but
our society.
It's so backwards.
Right.
And I'm like...
And the only thing that they're testing for when they do a drug test, like realistically, is cannabis. Because that's the thing that stays in your system the longest. You could do a line, Coke the night before and not come out positive. You literally have to do it on your way to the drug test to come out positive.
I went to a head shop today to ask about like detox, and the guy goes, I was like, is there anything I can do? Like, I have a week, and he's like, here, he gave me the synthetic urine, and I was like,
sweet, dude, I know how to do it.
How do you do it? Because I have it, but I'm like,
Okay, so a while, like, I was trying to get into the hospital
field. Come see my kids later on. No.
Right. Delilah. Pee in this cup, babe. Pee in this cup. Don't make a mess. Anyways, so I was trying to get clean. So I ended up stopped smoking weed for a month. Mm-hmm. But I had given my friend, she drug tests. Like, she works with people recovering.
Okay.
So she sent my pee to like the lab in San Diego. Mm-hmm. So she said so this was just after 2 weeks of me. So like I was I bought the golden seal. I went to like the head shop, and the head shop's right next to the hospital, and they're like, oh, this is what all the nurses take. Here, just try this. Right. So I bought it, and I come home and I'm looking at it, and it's everything that's in it is in the packet of emergency.
Oh,
what?
Interesting.
Yes. It's basically just a bunch of B vitamins.
Yeah.
So I was like, and that was the same thing. I was like, what? This is whack. So after 2 weeks, I had stopped smoking. I was drinking a lot of water and working out.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to be healthy too. So I was making like green smoothies and shit like that. So 2 weeks, I gave it to her. It comes back a week later. She's like, oh, you're totally clean. And she had told me, she's like, I said, it's only been 2 weeks. And I had heard it takes like anywhere from a month to 3 months. And she said, well, we'll just test how much is in your system. And it will tell you, she's like, because this is how hardcore the clinic she is, it will tell you your levels of how much you have had. Yeah. So it will say like there's 86% level. So that means you hadn't been smoking for a while. So she's like, Judy, like it's 100%, and I'm a thick girl, so I was
reading about that too, like how it does it's storing your fat. Like I knew it was fat soluble.
Yeah.
And even something I was reading today about like not working out 24 hours before the test, because breaking up that fat can have the THC released back into your. And I was like,
damn.
Okay.
Interesting.
You have done your research.
Oh yes,
you'll be fine.
I know.
Yeah, so I tell everybody, I'm like, dude, 2 weeks. If I could be clean after like years of nonstop smoking, and I was smoking this was like the height of my smoking too. So I was like, dude, trust me, like this people don't want to believe me, but I was like, dude, my homie, she's a legit, like she sent it to the lab, and that's how it works. And so it's like, if you just pump yourself with a bunch of B vitamins, then you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I did the golden
seal.
I did that,
which is
like the day of, and you have to drink so much water and take like 16 pills. It's crazy, but it worked. I got a city job.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I mean, not now, but at the time.
Exactly. Like it's just.
Now they did ask me why did I have.
I'm kind of at the point too where I'm like,
you're just saying,
do I just be transparent? Like I have like a recommendation, and I use this 20-to-1 where there is THC in it, but it's not psychoactive, you know, so like it could show up, and just be like, what do you want me to do about it? Like
this isn't. I'm using this medicinally. Like I have
exactly.
a diagnosis.
It's legal in the state of California,
right? I mean, recreationally too now.
So I'm kind of like,
I don't come to work.
Exactly.
This is literally
if you want to exactly like I'll stop taking it if you want to drug test me in a month, and I'll be clean. But I don't want to lose a job after over this.
Yeah. It's so it's ridiculous.
Yeah, look at your record too. It's like, why would you?
Seriously, I have straight A's.
I am a straight A student.
I have internships. I'm a good student.
Right.
I am a solid C student.
Solid.
Solid C's get degrees.
Hey, it's true.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
I've definitely, after stressing about school for so long, I've taken it. I'm like, okay, Alex, calm yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Like my first like semester at state, after like spending years at community college, I got to state and I was like, holy fuck. So you get degrees. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm at a JC right now, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna go to a 4-year.
What's the point now? I feel like you can get good
I know I'm
that's what I am. I will be in debt for the rest of my life, and I don't feel like I gained much more.
I mean, aside from a totally different career path.
Right, exactly. I'm not using my degree in any way. I mean, I'm using the experience of getting a degree.
Yeah.
You know, I learned a lot about myself, but not... Yeah.
My degree, I don't do what I got my degree in, but it worked out for me. Like, I wouldn't have been able to grow without having a degree, so...
Right. Yes, and that's what I find is, like, it's fine when you're in your 20s and you don't have your degree, but as soon as you get to your 30s... somebody's going to have a degree, and they're going to be...
Yeah, no, getting your degree is important. Just not necessarily from a 4-year university.
I do see that like, the way the system is set up, like, I have this teacher, he's like, he was saying how he gives tests, and how he, as a student, he loved taking tests. He's like, you just make flashcards, but I hate taking tests. And, like, some people are like, that... were with me in class is like, dude, like, are you just because you like taking tests and you have to make tests like hard for us because as a professor you could do whatever you want to do, you don't have to give tests. But it's like, dude, like, you have to, like, why do you have to fuck with people this way? You know, like, we're like, you're a good teacher, like, he is a good teacher and I totally learned from him, but you don't have to, like, give people this mind fuck and this anxiety of tests, because there are so many people, like, I know the information, like, if you just, I had this one teacher, like, in elementary school, and she kind of knew how I was, and she'd give me the test, like, one test I totally messed up, and I remember she's like, Judy, how do you, like, what is this? She'd ask me the question, and, like, and she's like, you got all these questions right, but you got them wrong on your test. Like, it's just the whole, like, experience.
Yeah, it is.
My gosh,
so, and that deters
anxiety
right now.
Yeah, so
anxiety.
It deters people, but the reason why, I'm just, like, vocal and saying, like, no, like, you have to go to school, because, like, where I grew up and, like, the community I grew up in is, like, we're, like, Mexican and it's, like, working class. It's, like, you don't need to go to school, just get a good city job, and, like, you're just gonna get debt, and but then I'm like, well, how do all those people do it, you know? It's gotta be a way, but, dude, especially when you're a girl from the ghetto and don't even know how to speak right, so... Now I can write papers and shit.
So what would you prefer to do then instead of taking tests?
I not tests at all. Like, I had one class where we just did a bunch of projects.
Yeah, there's so many ways to show your knowledge and that you grasp the concept. You don't have to test.
See, even
presentations. Some people like to. Well, see, if
I memorize. I'm really good with memorizing.
See, my thing is, I'm not a homework girl. When I was in college, I never bought the book. I never did my homework. All I did is look at that syllabus. Okay, this much percentage of homework. Boom, I got it. I'm at least get a B because I'm not doing this homework. And I always came to class every day. Yeah. Sat, pretty much in the front and participated. Like, I was the main person participating in the class. And when you participate, you retain that
exactly.
stuff. Yeah. And then, like, I would just cram.
For me.
I would just cram for my test. Like, the night before, I just cram and come in there and maybe review my syllabus. My whatever you call it. Been a long time. Review that sheet one more time before I walk in that class, and I'm getting at least a B on my test. Like,
yeah, you gotta learn how to work the system.
Yeah,
you do. It all works for some.
Which, like I said, I totally agree. You should get a degree for sure, but I feel like there's so many different. Instead of having the mindset I have to go to a 4-year university, there's so many different ways of doing it. Yes, and having just as like meaningful.
And it's okay to spend 10 years in community college.
No, it is. You're learning something along the way, like, and you're not
getting
my
associates next
to your life, like.
Yeah, and like you said, the internships, like.
Oh yeah.
Like, well, just do internships, dude. Like, you have to do internships because you literally have nothing to lose.
It's true.
Most internships are just a few months. Yeah. And if they like you, they ask you to stay. You don't have to stay.
Exactly. Yeah. And the horrible thing is, once you get out of college, you still have to take a goddamn internship. You still can't even get a goddamn
I was just gonna say, literally, I was forced for years after college getting like paid internships, and I'm doing the quote
because it was like
paid, because it was because I could not find a job. I had to do internships where I was like living at the place as well, getting like room and board, because it was like, well, this is what I can get straight out of college at this time in the economy.
And that was so disparaging, for me at least. Like, oh my God, I just went to school for 4 years. Oh, I got 2 degrees. And now what? I can't get a goddamn job?
Yep.
Yeah, no experience. But it's just like something that I realize now, like going back to school.
Right. Yep.
So what do you tell your kids? Because I try to push college on my kids just because of the social part of it, and you just learn so much about yourself, like you said.
Do.
And it's just a life changer. But then I'm like, I know I'm in debt. I know how much money I owe. Right. And I'm like, oh, and you're my kid, so that's pretty much going to get piled on me too, possibly, kind of. So it's like, if you, like, my one son, he's into computers and building computers and programming, and it's like, dude, if you learn how to code, which a lot of kids learn how to code, you don't have to spend your money on college. You can get a job coding.
Exactly.
You can start your own business. You don't even have to go anywhere. So I'm also trying to push like entrepreneurship. Like if you have something, pursue it. But you can still go to college and build computers.
Exactly. And I think so. There's going to be a point too, like definitely where, because I was at a university for a year and a half, and then totally changed my major. And I'm now studying plants, you know, and so it's like I'm going to school because I knew nothing about it, you know, and I think that education is good for, like, pursuing that passion, you know, but if you feel, like, capable or you feel comfortable, like, where is the growth, you know, like, and I think that kids are going to, hopefully they realize that at some point, you know, like, getting, whether it's out of college, whether it's out of high school, you know, like, obviously that's why there's master's programs and whatnot, but I don't know. I think finding your craft is just as important as education.
Right. Because like you said,
and they don't have to go hand in hand.
You change your major after a year because you thought that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah. I changed it like 3 times.
Yeah, when you're young, it's like, oh, I want to be a doctor. No, you don't. That's just like one of the typical things that you learn as a kid.
I want to be a vet.
No, you don't.
Sure. Yeah, you'll go through 6 years of college.
You want to be a stripper. Right. Come on. They make a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough money to get you through college, girl.
Right.
Yeah.
For real. I know.
But, yeah.
Well,
all right. So let's talk about what strains. We have a lot of strains sitting on this table right now.
Yes, we do. So I can start. Mine is it's called Marley Natural is the company that puts it out, and it's a CBD rich strain. So with CBD rich, it kind of, I guess, like mitigates the effects or the potential adverse effects of THC. So, you know, like if you get, like you smoke a certain strain, you get anxiety or like that rapid heartbeat, CBD actually like mitigates that. So it kind of makes you feel relaxed but not intoxicated. And it actually prolongs the duration of the effects of it as well, medicinally.
Okay.
And
okay.
Yeah. So
like if your stomach's bothering you, it'll last an extra 30 minutes or whatever, as opposed to THC strain.
But I like it because of my anxiety, so it actually helps with it. But it kind of still gives you a little bit of, you just get that like relaxed feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to feeling like.
The first time I had CBD rich flower, it was a little weird, like, because I am so used to smoking like the very heavy indicas. Yeah, exactly. But I think that sometimes the THC can kind of have an adverse effect with anxiety, like long term.
Well, and it totally depends on the strain.
Yeah, definitely.
Too. And there is such thing, and it kind of like varies from person to person as well, because obviously we're all built differently. So like certain people have a higher tolerance for THC,
and you have a different level of things going on in your brain.
Yeah, so when it goes for like dosing, you kind of have to take into consideration a person's tolerance for THC to kind of determine like what is going to be best for them, whether it be medicinally or just like whatever you want to, you know, is going to give you the most enjoyment.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I like about the dispensaries, and like now that, I mean, like back when I was younger, it's just like, hey, I got some bud. Here you go.
No, there's still a lot of dispensaries that are like that though. There's not. I mean, so there's, I think 17 legal shops open in Santa Ana right now. Okay. Santa Ana's the only city in, Orange County, I think, or even maybe...
For recreational or medicinal?
For
recreational.
Recreational and medicinal. They're both.
Orange.
Yeah, because I go to Orange.
I think it's Orange County.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's only 17 that's actually legal.
Or Garden Grove also.
with the city of Santa Ana.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I see.
But Santa Ana is the only city.
Have as much as you want.
So, Santa Ana is the only city, though, in the county of Orange that has legal dispensaries.
Okay.
So if you're going to anywhere in, like, Costa Mesa or, like, Garden Grove or anywhere, it's illegal.
So what makes it illegal?
With the state.
Okay.
So the state, when it voted that cannabis was legal recreationally and medicinally, they gave each city the option to open dispensaries. Okay. And Santa Ana was the only city that voted yes.
Okay.
So I'm talking Orange County. It's like what I'm familiar with.
That's where we're at. So
I mean, Costa Mesa, like they voted yes for distribution. So companies that are distributing to dispensaries can operate in Costa Mesa. They could have their offices and stuff, but they can't have a dispensary.
Okay.
All
right.
So it's interesting because it's like kind of like I've been explained in a way that like Santa Ana doesn't have Disneyland like Anaheim does. Okay. Like it's not a beach city that has all the tourism there. So like they need to make their income somehow.
Okay.
True. So true.
Yeah.
And besides, like in Anaheim, even though they did have dispensaries at some point, they don't want what they consider those type of people or that type of business in that area, which is...
And it's been great because Santa Ana is so open-minded. They just passed... So now any legal dispensary in Santa Ana can apply for licensing for on-site cultivation, on-site manufacturing, and on-site distribution.
Okay.
So literally there could be a shop that, I mean, there's
it
only...
does it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
so I mean,
and that's where you're going to start seeing the quality.
Sale.
That's where you're going to start seeing quality.
Exactly,
okay.
And that's so important, Seed
to sale.
Okay, see, so, and that, when she says the quality, the seed to sale, like that is my biggest issue with shops, is that we buy locally. There's a friend that grows little spots locally.
Yeah.
And the quality, I cannot find it in any other shop.
Right.
I have yet to find it.
Yeah, like this is all his stuff here.
Unless you're gonna pay like an arm and a leg for some like Jungle Boys, like and what it
like,
what
why
is
are you charging $80 for a
exactly?
Like what the hell?
You're just paying
like,
for the name, right? It's like Gucci.
No, and that's what's been so frustrating. Just like. And especially, like, my mom could speak to, like, this. It's really hard because vendors come into you every single day and they're trying to push what they have, But it's like, at this point, if you want to be a legal dispensary...
You're more than welcome to use this, too.
Thank you. If you want to be a legal dispensary and you want to operate, like, above, like, being in relation to the law, like, you have to vet everybody and anybody that comes into your shop, So it's like... Even if, because there's a lot of growers in California right now. Like, the market's kind of inundated with growers.
It's always been.
Yeah, so it's like, it's actually like, I mean, I'm sure your friend knows about this too. Like, it's hard to sell because...
He doesn't sell dispensaries.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing too.
For him, it's been underground forever.
Yeah.
So he will have a clientele.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Right. And I think
it's like a co-op too, kind of.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so, yeah.
No, and it's been an interesting kind of road. I mean... Santa Ana had the lottery, basically, where all these dispensaries put their addresses in, and then they were pulled out.
Is that where Be Legit got his? Didn't Be Legit?
I don't know who that is.
From Cypress Hill?
Yes.
Rapper?
Yes, it is, yes. I was like, you have to just name the band. But, yeah. So, there was 20 that were pulled from that lottery, and so 17 are open in Santa Ana right now. And who knows if the other 3 are open. But it's hard just because of, like, legalities, and once you have the address, you're pinned to that address. So... Like, my parents didn't open for, I think, 3 years.
So long. Yeah,
3 years after they got that
they
lottery
wanted to
ball.
make sure it was all
that's
in line.
That was going to be my next kind of line of questioning is, like, how hard was it for your parents to start
really
this?
Hard.
What kind of loops and or however you say leaps and bounds did the government put them through to even do this? How many times did they not shut them down, like close the business, but
but they thought they were opening and then that happens so many times.
And it wasn't even so much government though. It was more or less my parents are in like a complex where it's part of a homeowners association. Okay. But they're all industrial. Like in Santa Ana, that's why there's so much room for dispensaries to grow because there's industrial warehouses buildings and warehouses. Yeah, exactly. So it's like they were dealing with this pretty much asshole who was trying to like exactly and was ultimately like kind of not I don't know there's a word for it. I'm trying to think of
sabotaging.
Yeah, it was pretty much like sabotage, and he was like basically saying like, if you pay me this much money, like you guys can
blackmail.
Yeah, it was really like that. And so like eventually my parents were like went to the city and they're like, okay, this is happening. Like we can't open because of this prick who's on the end of our building who like is literally trying to make a quick buck.
And this is also kind of turned this into some mob shit. Where this is trying to be a legitimate business. Exactly. You're not a gang. I'm not paying you.
Exactly. Not everybody in the cannabis industry.
Sorry, sir. This isn't Little Sicily.
I mean, it's crazy. Like it was frustrating just because like once word gets out that you're a dispensary or that even like my parents owning a dispensary, you get hit up by some randos.
Yeah.
Just trying to get in for the money.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think it's like a safety
like
thing.
Investors,
it's like scary,
just
too.
Anybody. Investors to people who are growing to people, like, literally, like...
That's stressful in and of itself.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because probably, like, people they're friends with, too, I imagine.
Yeah. So I won't tell you about my product.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You don't want to mix it. You just...
Yeah. My parent, like, the vision was never the case. Like, my parents were never trying to make money. It was...
They were passionate about it.
Yeah, they opened it because, like, my dad's best friend had esophageal cancer that, like, metastasized everywhere and was given less than a year to live. And so my dad's like, you know what? We're going to try Rick Simpson oil. And so they started making Rick Simpson oil, and he lived for 3 years.
Can you explain what that is?
Rick Simpson oil is just like a very concentrated whole plant extraction.
Okay. So you want whole plant as opposed to the single molecule.
Yeah, so like just straight CBD or
right.
Okay,
like, that's when you get like they call it the entourage effect.
Yeah.
So that's when every part of the plant working together will give you the best benefits medicinally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like this really sticky, like tar-like. It's like black, And so they like put into pills. He would take it like I think like every morning and every night, and it pretty much knocks you out. Mm-hmm. Like it's not for fun at all, you know. Mm-hmm. And like his tumors were shrinking in size. Like
he was doing amazing things.
Amazing, and it was a chemo trial that ended up taking his life,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, didn't he decide to stop doing chemotherapy?
Yeah.
And he was just doing the...
Yeah, and he was, like, on, like, a list for some trial and ended up getting accepted, and literally just in the course of, like, 2 or 3 months.
It's poison.
Yeah.
Actually, it's killing it, but it's poisoning your body.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
No, but that's, like, ultimately that's why they opened, is because they wanted a place where people could come and get quality and tested and like good medicine
because he had such like limited resources too. Like
exactly.
It's so because we're like a century behind in
we really are
we really researching this plant as a medicine. Like there's so much we don't know. I mean, we're learning a lot.
I mean, I think like our ancestors.
Yeah,
they did.
I know, but I mean in terms of like just like the different parts of the plant, like for instance,
just dosing in general.
Because like with my anxiety with what I'm taking, I'm kind of just having to dose myself and do
There's no
like
real
weeks at a time and then I'm going to try this like straight CBD oil.
They should really have doctors,
right?
Which is what you guys are kind of talking about. You're not going to be a doctor,
but that's what I've done. Like up until this point, that's why like I know what I can do. Like I'll. Yeah, it's funny. Like you have to figure out your own dose.
You do.
Like I didn't even realize that that's what I was doing. But because I tried the edibles, I tried the CBD oil, I tried I have a vaporizer. Like,
but now it's so amazing because like the more we find out about the plant, obviously, the more we know about like its different parts and how its different parts affect you. Mm-hmm. So, like for instance. Like one of the compounds that is in cannabis is their terpenes, and they vary drastically from strain to strain, and each terpene actually affects like your brain and your body in a different way. And so
example being like linalool,
totally.
which is found in lavender.
Okay,
so it's calming. So like strains that are higher in linalool are good for people who have anxiety,
right? So also, what's the one that's in citrus fruits as well? That is like mood uplifting. Limonene, maybe?
Yeah.
And then alpha pinene is also found in pine essential oil, and it produces like alertness and memory retention. And so depending on like what your dominant terpene is and your strain, it's gonna do or help you in a different way.
Okay. Yeah. Now I haven't really seen like terpenes being sold in dispensaries. So what? Because I've seen like on Epicurious. No, not Epicurious. Weedakit.
Yeah.
On Vice, where they is that the one where they not what the whatever
the food one. I think.
The food one.
Yeah,
and they have all these different turpentines. That they use.
Bon Appetit isn't that
Bon Appetit?
Yeah.
So I mean, that would be really nice to like be able to get those different types that you're talking about.
Yeah,
they're not available. I mean, maybe online. I don't know.
No, exactly, and that's the thing. It's like that's kind of where we're behind, and obviously Vice is going to have the resources to find stuff like that, but
and be able to make a full meal.
What I want, I want this jar to be like what terpenes are in here, how it's going to affect my brain, my body, like what I can use it for. We'll get there.
Yeah,
but like unfortunately, because it's illegal federally, that limits the research that that you're able to do.
That's literally, I feel like, where we've been gypped the most. You know, it's like we are seriously 100 years behind.
Yeah.
You know, like Israel's been researching for a while. Like they're way ahead of us.
We gotta go buy their books.
Yeah, no, seriously, like they're using vaporizers in hospitals.
Next podcast.
Whoa,
dude,
right? All right,
dude.
Let's go.
Okay, so for all our listeners, we're setting up a GoFundMe.
Also, save Palestine, by the way.
Yeah.
Save Palestine. Just but moving on.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys watch Bill Nye Saves the World on Netflix.
I've seen it.
There's a cannabis episode where one of his correspondents goes to Israel and actually visits one of the warehouses that's like is the biggest in Israel and grows strictly for medicinal patients.
Okay.
Nothing else, you know, like they're not messing around with recreational. Like they see the efficacy of the plant and they're trying to help people.
Right.
You know, and so they're actually working on dosing too.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good thing.
And so, I mean, we piggyback on a lot of the stuff that they've researched and they've learned, but
and then isn't that annoying when you see like so there's just so much good stuff, and then when you see just like these schmucks like just making weed just to try to sell it, it's like
when it's such like
makes
a
me wanna
beautiful
pull my hair out.
makes you want to pull their hair out.
They don't respect it enough, that's for sure.
Well, that's what I like about your guys. Like I can tell, like they really love the plant and they care about the plant.
There are some serious growers out there who are like, in it to win it.
Well, and that's the other thing too with terpenes on the subject is that because we can identify the terpenes in a plant, you can actually determine whether or not it's the strain that the grower is telling you it is.
Yeah.
Because they're different in every single plant.
Almost.
Yeah. So they can say this is what this strain is, but it's the terpenes that really tell you.
So that's why things are so misnamed all the time.
Yeah.
Right, because also I know like through what I've been reading like about SB 54 and how they're trying to change it and all these little legalities, that one of the things is there's no way to tell like where this came from. There's no way to tell.
Yeah, and that is something that they're implementing though in July, I think.
Yes.
It's a system called Metric.
Okay.
And so literally every single plant is going to be tagged when it's 6 inches tall.
This.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He said they
could be good, could be bad.
So everyone's going to be pretty much monitored, right? Like from the delivery person to the grower to the I heard about it. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
But then do they do like citrus trees like that?
No.
It's because
well, you look at the excise tax alone. I mean, seriously, people who come into legal dispensaries are paying 4 different taxes. They're paying the excise tax, they're paying the city, the state, and the sales tax. It comes out to like 30%.
For recreational though, right?
Well, yeah, I think
they don't do that with medical.
No, they do. It's just 5% less for medical.
I haven't been taxed.
Well, are you going to
probably one of those? One? Yeah, probably because Garden Grove.
Exactly. I mean,
well, yeah, and I would say Garden Grove did have like there was only one dispensary that I liked, and it was in Garden Grove, but that was like when it first like the first legalization when it was legal to carry. Then when they all popped up, and then like they was like one of the first to go, and like the dudes were super cool, like they knew their stuff, and that was the only dispensary that I had been to where they didn't treat you weird. Like
right,
I feel like as soon as I walk in, like they judge me a certain way. And like I just either don't get help, or if I ask a question, they think I have like some ulterior motive, and it's like
no, I
haven't had that experience.
It's moving away from but I feel like dispensaries, in a sense, because it's still like a new thing that like the general public is going to, can be intimidating to go to still even. And so I think like that's another struggle that your parent, not a struggle, but something they're striving for is like completely changing like the culture of it. And like really, and they really have, they like, and they really educate their employees too. Like they have the people, like different people come in and actually do like workshops with their employees. So they're
so all the products that we supply, so like being one, so like there's a company called Treatwell, and the founder Allison Berliner, she came in. She's come in I think 2 separate times. Amy. No, Allison. Amy. Oh, Amy is the.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I corrected you, and you know.
Is it just for the employees, or is it for customers as well?
No, so that's something that's going to be built upon. Yeah. So, I think the first time that Allison came, she did a private education course for the employees, and then she was coming back later that night to do one for the public. So it's something that we're kind of building upon, and we still kind of don't have, because we're new, you know? And we're not putting a lot of our money into marketing. We're putting a lot of it into education and vetting our vendors.
I like that.
So we don't have the clientele base that these other dispensaries in Santa Ana have, you know? So we're still building on that, and I think it's honestly a blessing because we can get that education part
which
down.
is so important for medicinal or recreational.
And also, anybody doing your marketing?
I mean like social media accounts. You know, we do have somebody doing that for sure. I
think the way you guys are doing it'll keep the seediness out of it though. Because
I mean, if you're just still slips in, but I mean,
but if you're just like one of those that don't give a fuck where you smoke or whatever, like you don't even want to be bothered. Your shit is too fancy. Like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't want to hear her tell me about. I mean, you know what I mean? Not me personally, but like somebody who just wants to get high, they can go down the street or whatever.
No, exactly. And there's still people who come in there. Obviously, like we have like the flower wall, you know, so like you can always tell what people want by the direction they walk. So like if they come in, they're kind of like lingering, you're like, okay, you need some help, like you have some questions. But if they go directly to that flower wall, you know that they either want flower concentrates, you know, and like that's what they're there for, and that's totally cool.
And that's how, and that's exactly how they'll treat them.
Exactly.
Well, obviously, like
what are you looking for?
We're here to serve whatever your need is.
Exactly. So we're definitely trying to take like that uncomfortable aspect out of it, you know, and I mean,
like, we'll accept you for whatever you're using this beautiful plant for.
It sounds
we're all connected.
We really are. It sounds more welcoming. It sounds warmer. It
sounds like the direction it should be going.
Hopefully it will.
It's like right when you
walk like the true stoner direction.
Right? The true legit.
Yes. No, it's like it's a stoner rather than the dealer. Like, you know?
The beauty of it.
Yes, we are. It's just interesting. I mean, just even like from walking in, we have a huge glass window so you can see exactly what you're getting into. That's just like one thing taking that seat.
I don't like that.
Oh, I love it.
Wait, so like people walking past will see me in there?
No.
You have like the lobby area,
but you can see once you're in the lobby area, you can see into the the floor.
So you're not like, what am I? Like,
exactly. Like, what's going on?
Like, is there a meat market back there?
Exactly.
Am I gonna die?
Most dispensaries hide that back part.
Exactly, and so that's just like one of the things that kind of takes that sketchy, seedy feeling out of it. I think.
Are you familiar with Cookies? The Cookies brand, they make the dude's a rapper, and he made his own weed, and like he has like it's a whole market. So so it's pretty huge. Anyways, he just has like opened his factory, like a giant facility, and one thing, you know. I do really like the design of his facility. They have like how you said everything is open, and it is the farm to
seed to sale.
Yes, seed to sale.
Yeah,
like farm to table.
That's your thing.
We understood what you were getting at.
Vegetarian.
Yeah. So when you go to buy, like there's a window and you can see the plants growing in the back and like on the sides, and I was like, wow, that is super cool. I really like that.
And that is something that we're hoping, like because we're allowed to sell clones, and so I'm like, why don't we? You know?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't that something? So it's just, there's so many great ideas, and just, like, there's some seriously imaginative, like, creative people in the industry, and so it's just going to take time to have those ideas come to fruition, you know?
Yes.
So you guys have an armed guard?
Yes.
Thank you. I do not like going to dispensaries that do not have an armed guard.
Yeah, they're 24/7 actually, because
robberies.
Yeah. And I guess the, like, typical thing for dispensaries is they come in through the roof.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Do your parents pack heat?
Yeah, and we have, like, so it's kind of cool because of that.
Have you seen Spy Kids?
Yeah.
Because that's what they got up in there.
That's the scariest thing. Like, at first when this dispensary thing started, I thought I wanted to have it. I thought I wanted a dispensary till, one, I found out how hard it was to do, and second, how I feel it's very dangerous.
It is. There is a danger. And, you know, one of the things that my dad's a contractor, so he built out the dispensary.
Okay.
So one of the things that he built out was...
Panic room? No.
Yeah, aside from many safe rooms, but the front of the building, it has
Cheers.
This,
I didn't hear what you said.
This huge, it's like a wooden, I don't know, like almost like a garage door, but it's like farm style, so you roll it onto the front of our, like, opening doors.
Oh, yeah.
So at the end of the night, we close it, and it's locked up, and there's
literally just this,
and then you guys leave.
It's a fortress.
You guys leave.
Yeah, exactly. We just fly out. Press the eject button. No, so I mean,
that's good.
They do. There's a lot of safety precautions that they've taken into consideration, and we have cameras.
They've done an amazing job. Yeah. They honestly have.
It sounds like it. It really does.
It's a really,
if you're ever
it's a really
in
neat place.
Kannabis Works.
Shout it out.
Kannabis Works, 2106 South Susan Street in Santa Ana.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great store.
It really is.
Not good biased people. Or anything.
No, do you guys have caps or
what?
A cap? Do you guys have a cap?
So are you recreational or medicinal?
Recreational.
So
no, medicinal. I'm sorry.
Okay, so medicinal, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
But recreational, they have a cap?
Yeah. Are you talking about to, like, capacity, right? Like what you can buy?
No, like like we don't sell anything over $60 eighths.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't been in there in a while, but I don't think we sell higher than a $60 eighth.
Okay.
To be honest, like, we do have some affordable stuff, and that was hard to find at first, you know, like
quality and
exactly. So I mean, we're still fiddling with it, and I mean, there's a little bit of leeway right now, especially because metric's not in there yet, you know, so it's kind of like we're still figuring it out and getting all the kinks worked out. But no, there's affordable, and it's 20% off first time visit, so I mean, that always helps.
Now, how would a grower become a distributor for you guys or something? Like, you guys said you vet.
Yeah.
Legally, what does a grower have to do?
There has to be licensing, for sure. You have to be a licensed grower, for one. And then, so I'm not super familiar, but I'm assuming because everything has to be pre-weighed right now, there has to be a manufacturing license in there, too.
Okay.
And then you have to get a distributor license. So you can go through, so right now, because of the legality of it, and because that just changed where manufacturers can't go straight to dispensaries now.
Okay.
They had to jump onto distributors. So distributors can have, like, 7 to, like, I don't know, 15 different companies that they're repping, because it's kind of hard to find those licensing right now, you know? So there is a couple of hoops to jump through, but
still, yeah.
I mean, I think it's moving in the right direction for as much as we can ask for right now.
I mean, if we want it legal, I guess some of these laws have to be in place.
Exactly.
Right.
And I mean, if you look at states like Oregon and Washington, like, they had crazy taxes like we do right now, but they went down over time.
Okay.
You know, and I think that's
just
going to happen.
Adjustment, the transition period.
Yeah.
Is going to be.
We're learning.
Exactly. And that's totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take time.
Well, and we still have people fighting against it as well.
Yeah,
which then makes it more valuable in a sense.
Yeah.
I would think anywhere you go, you're going to have that neighbor.
Yeah, totally.
Try to block you.
My gosh.
Everyone's got a Ned Flanders.
Exactly. No, seriously, you're good.
Ned Flanders didn't seem so bad compared to
some of the assholes
and some bankers. Since you guys
So I was just reading yesterday that, or 2 days ago, that the Senate just passed for banking. So how...
Finally!
See, I didn't... Yeah, that's been a serious issue for sure, is banking alone. I mean...
Because you guys are only cash, right? Cash
well, so right now...
The banks don't allow you to put your money in.
So that's why... I know, it's such a...
So they passed a bill to allow a state charter for banks.
Okay, that's really cool. I haven't been up to date in a while.
Yeah, it just happened.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, no,
it
so
passed
it just passed. Okay. So it's like this probably hasn't even really gone through.
I don't really know how, because I've been to other legal dispensaries that have been able to take my card, like credit card, and so
Interesting.
I don't know how they do it, but we've been doing it in a way where we do we put the amount onto a gift card.
Nothing bad, no.
Well, on a gift card, and then we use that gift card. So you can use your card to get onto the gift card.
Okay.
And then the gift card is then redeemed through our cash.
It's really nice that you provide that service.
Exactly, but it's
because you kind of go into it sometimes thinking oh well, it's legal now. I don't need to.
Yeah, I know, and
cash.
So that's kind of just something that we've tried to get around.
Or they'll have the ATM machines in there.
We have ATM machines too.
Yeah, that's like a $3.
I know.
It's my money and I want it now.
So I always just say if you're gonna come in, might as well just bring cash still, because
I know
cash is king. Still I actually still like to pay in cash.
Mm-hmm.
See, my husband is the same way. He always carries cash. I never have cash money.
So I wanted you to tell us about the packaging, because this is kind of new for me, at least.
Yeah,
I mean, it varies. Some companies, so it does have to be childproof. That everything in the dispensary has to be childproof,
and they're all glass as well.
I think.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if there's anything that isn't glass in there right now. Some have them in. I've seen boxed.
Really?
Which is weird. Yeah.
I have not.
I think Lowell is boxed.
Why does it have to be glass?
It doesn't have to be glass.
I thought it did.
It's
Everything I've gotten was glass.
Yeah, it's easier for vendors just to do glass because it preserves it a little bit better, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously it's airtight and...
So is that the new rule that it has to be...
prepackaged? Mm-hmm.
With
okay, because that was another one of my big gripes was that
we don't have big jars.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, how that damages the flour by putting it in those big turkey bags and then just lugging it to next place to next place. By the time
people touching it, by
the time it gets to you, it's not what it should be.
For the longest time, I was these motherfuckers are they're tumbling it, which I'm sure some people were tumbling it also, but. But I was every one of these motherfuckers is tumbling it, they're trying to rip me off. No,
yeah.
But then I was some of these people they probably don't even know.
Yeah,
and that's
true. I mean, I'm sure
So it doesn't get you high. It's the equivalent to smoking a cigarette. I feel like a cigarette. The rush comes on and then it kind of dissipates.
Yes, because the trichomes have totally been
destroyed.
Yeah,
they're gone,
and that's where all the good stuff is.
Literally those little tiny crystals.
Yes,
that's where all the good stuff.
And that's So if you don't know, trichomes
bag is the shit though.
It's basically the glitter.
Smoking
trichomes is the glitter of.
It's everything.
The weed. Yes,
and
that is what gets you high.
Honestly. Yeah. When people start figuring out, and I think that's going to be huge, is packaging alone is going to be huge. It's going to be a huge channel of the cannabis industry, because when they start to figure out the nooks and crannies and how to properly store, it's going to be huge.
All of their jars come with these little
the good companies. The good companies put humidity packs.
The kind that come in your shoes.
Yeah, it's really nice though, because it's I don't even have to think about it. It's just gonna.
Yeah, and that even looks like the good kind, the kind that doesn't kill fish.
Yeah, it's like a gel.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's not the little
beads or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know what it is actually.
I think it's just
Which side note?
Water or something.
At Halloween time, I hear if you put those in your jack-o'-lantern, it preserves it.
Really?
Because
that totally
it's the same concept. It soaks up the moisture so it doesn't mold.
Rot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I know. It's been really interesting. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a interesting road. My mom, I don't know if you guys ever been to women grow meetings.
No. I was looking something up today, though.
Yeah, the Los Angeles chapter, that's Amy.
Yes, that's
Amy's the president of the Los Angeles chapter.
Who is, like, literally the most... She's just, like, the raddest person ever.
She is.
Oh, my gosh.
She's doing, like,
we
so
have
much.
to go. That's something I can get you to go to.
I know. I was looking at it. It was like some membership, and it was like $1,000.
No.
For like the cheapest membership.
You can buy, like, if I think the tickets for a meeting to go to just a meeting is like $25.
Oh, they got a payment plan?
No, it's literally
just
like, you don't have to become a member, but you can just like go to the meetings and buy a ticket to the meetings.
Oh, right. You don't have to be a member.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're going to start an Orange County chapter pretty soon here. And
who's going to start it?
There's a woman, she was like, I'm missing her name now.
Okay, well, let's get in on that and like find
out. So she's actually been talking to my mom about having the meetings at our dispensary.
Oh, so that's that would be so amazing.
Right?
Sick.
Your mom was telling me about that.
I know.
That
So it was a woman that she had met from the Los Angeles chapter of the Women's Grow.
And guess what else? What else they have great in Santa Ana? Breweries and art.
Yeah, no. And I swear that's how downtown Santa Ana has been able to afford all of these renovations and all of these new businesses is because of cannabis.
Santa Ana to me is like the Long Beach of like
that area
of Orange County.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's been I went to school in Santa Ana, so I mean it's been crazy just like the change between 4 years ago. You know,
it is. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time.
Yeah, exactly.
An exciting time for women as well.
Yes.
Because we really have with like it being paired with what's happening just in general with like women empowerment and like all of everything that's going on.
This is
like
supposed to be a man's game.
But it being paired with that, it's like a brand new industry.
It is.
We can really shape what it becomes. We can make the workplace in this industry a place where we can really like thrive.
With women dictating that's what I love.
Right, we're getting in on the ground floor.
We are, and we've never had that opportunity before. Like every other industry has been shaped by men because
and like
men have had power.
Thank you to all of the women that have paved the way to us, like
because now
for us. So now we can so we are that much higher.
I'm like
so
getting higher, guys.
Put intended. As
I'm just kidding.
No, it's a great time to be a woman right now.
We really can but I mean in the industry as well. Like we can really shape what it becomes. And we can make it just like a more equal place for
I love that you said that because I didn't even think of it that way. I knew we were getting in. I knew we were passionate about it. I knew that we would do great things in this industry, but I didn't realize we're coming in just at the same time as you.
And we have more exactly. We can really shape it.
And we're super powerful right now.
And we work together.
We're even more powerful.
That's the thing.
Exactly. We are good team members.
Yes. Yes. Like,
and so imagine it just like, shaping the workplace in general, like blossoming out.
Look at cheers on that.
Yeah,
I am
for real.
Okay, now we're gonna start getting all the sexual harassment charges and all that kind of shit. No.
And you laughing at the millennials for their position, she's gonna be like right there. So
like, who are you really screwing over?
Yeah, and FYI, I'm a millennial too, barely, and I'm not even gonna tell you that.
You said barely.
Yeah, because sometimes like I'm not. I don't know. I'm like on the border.
That's where like, especially in cannabis right now too, there's a lot of growth for I think a lot of different people, because it is a plant. And I'm kind of like banking on the fact that it's not going to be federally legal because I feel like once that comes in,
then it's going to be.
But it's going to be.
Yeah, it will. But I'm just hoping
there's already
a couple more years.
Funds.
We need a couple more years.
They grab hold.
Right. What is it?
There's marijuana hedge funds. So if there's marijuana hedge funds right now, then that means there's going to be the market's going to build up. And then it's going to collapse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it's going to build up again.
Yeah.
So that's something that we have to be prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the housing market. Like, they had hedge funds. It collapsed. They made all their money off of the collapse. So...
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just something we have to be prepared for. But that's the thing is, like, we will be, because ultimately it's the knowledge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's going to continue.
Yes. Because we're not in it for the money. We're in it for the knowledge and for the betterment of the people.
Exactly. And that's when the federal government is going to step in when they realize, oh, I can get money from this.
Yeah.
But, well,
and that's already happening.
It's already happening.
And
the U.S., that's what they're doing now.
They're probably waiting for you guys to figure it all out, too.
Well, yes.
That you guys do the hard work.
Right? The U.S. government has a patent on cannabis.
Yeah.
They already do.
Like,
yeah.
So
they know everything about it already.
I was like, what?
Yeah, you're like, wait, hold on.
They know everything about it
One
already.
does not go with the other.
Like,
they have the patent on the cure for HIV, too, and AIDS.
Right?
So.
God.
Ugh, sometimes it just makes me want to move sometimes.
I know, right? I'm going to Canada.
Right?
Fucking love Canada.
Okay, so tell me something about a dispensary that you don't think people would know. I don't know, that's a difficult question.
Yeah, I was like, that's a very vague question.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's just a lot harder than most people think, I think. Like, I think when you open a dispensary, you think you're going to make bucks right away.
Okay.
And I want to say that's even something that the owners thought was going to happen, but that's not at all.
That's an assumption.
Exactly.
That I would definitely assume.
Exactly. And it's work. We have managers from a lot of different industries that are working at our dispensary right now that I think are bringing a lot of great things to the table. But yet, we're not seeing any of this kind of, like, make any money. And it's like, it's hard. We're in between a rock and a hard place, because it's like we're making enough money, and it's like it's gaining momentum, but we also want enough money to take these ideas
and make them what they should be.
Yeah, exactly. And give them the proper, like, I don't know, beef them up in a way that they're able to be presented to the public.
I mean, it sounds like you invested a lot in the front end, which will pay off, but it takes time.
It does.
Like, you have to take the time to recuperate that stuff. Like, it sounds like you guys really put a lot into the front end. So
yeah,
we definitely
definitely. Yeah. And it's also hard too, just like, because obviously people who applied to work at our dispensary they have experience at other dispensaries, and we're not like other dispensaries. So that's been a learning curve in itself. Just kind of taking
you have to retrain them.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. And I mean, it's hard because I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, I work at a dispensary, I can be high.
Oh.
And that's not something that, one, I ever thought was okay. When you're at work, you're at work.
And they don't treat it that way.
I hate dispensaries. They'll pass out joints and you can light them in the...
Yeah. No,
that's not cool. I never
Or like you get a dab before you go drive.
Yeah.
Are you
Holy
freaking
shit.
kidding me?
No, that like blew my mind that one day. I was like,
not
what
safe.
is happening?
And so that's something that's kind of, we've had to eradicate that own stereotype that people come in just
and think this is where I'm going to be.
Yeah. Like we kind of describe ourselves as a retail store, a retail boutique that happens to sell cannabis, like you walk in there and you don't think like, oh, I'm gonna get super high off of what I get from here, it's like, oh wow, this is some quality stuff, regardless of its medicine, vaporizers, flower, concentrates, like we have choices.
Yeah. Do you have t-shirts and stuff?
Yeah. We do.
Yeah, they have like
t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, lighters. Yeah, no, we have the fun stuff too. Cool. For sure. And
they've got a lot of like, not just like, I mean, obviously they have like edibles and flour and oils and stuff, but they also have like a lot of topical stuff.
Yeah.
Lotions, chapstick,
bath
bombs. Like, so they have a lot, like just a wide variety.
Yeah, exactly. So that we can cater to any kind of demographic that comes in. Because that's really important.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel like a grandma's coming in and she's like, I don't want to smoke flour. Like,
right.
You want to,
it's intimidating, especially if you're older.
It is. And I think that's a seriously untapped market.
It
like,
definitely is.
There's
and plus, it's not their Woodstock marijuana that they were smoking back in the 60s either. So.
And that's been something like super hard just within our own family too. Some of our family members who are a little bit
or started out very much. Everyone's kind of like come around as much as they probably maybe a little bit more even.
I'm hoping.
But yeah, it's been like a challenge in our family where like there's certain people who were very like vehemently against her parents opening it up. Yeah. And then like the other half of us being like,
exactly.
Actually, like a lot of their employees are our family.
Yeah, we've employed like my cousins, you know.
My sister works there. Like
instead of being mad at us for opening a dispensary, like we gave jobs. You know, like why can't you think of it that, you know?
Well, but our grandma, who was like the one who was like very much against it, has actually visited.
Yeah, we didn't think that was ever gonna happen.
And she like thought it was very positive.
Yeah,
she brought her friends who purchased items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Who that is?
Judy. Oh, Carolyn. I didn't just want to open it.
Guest speaker.
Hi. I told Carolyn to stop by.
So did you guys already record?
We're recording right now.
Yeah.
You're in on it now.
No, I don't like it.
Too bad.
Time for me to leave
you are.
now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's so much more comfortable. There's not like a camera like on your face.
Yeah,
the camera's right there.
You're just.
I really was about to bust out if like there. I'm not having any more kids. I already have 3 of them. We're done. Like, can I just turn it all off?
Oh my god.
Like, okay, I'm done. Yeah.
I mean, unless you wanted an invasive surgery.
Yeah.
My husband did that. Good.
Oh, so then you're chilling.
Yeah, but I still
experience of
like get visited.
Worried.
From time to time.
Yeah.
I could do without that part.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like one thing I forgot is like how expensive tampons and pads are.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like
we're both on the menstrual cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been wanting to try it.
You should.
You really should. It'll change. You'll never go back to tampons.
You won't.
Okay.
The comfort level is totally.
This is gonna get gross.
It's comfortable.
Mm-hmm. It's comfortable.
Do you not feel it?
No.
You don't feel it?
No, you don't feel
How
it.
like often do you take it out?
It depends. So like it depends on how heavy
or the size.
So you start to figure yourself out.
Oh, I didn't even know
you
do.
Wait,
that's
really
the other like
it's really cool. You learn about
so
your body.
in tune.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you ask? I didn't hear you.
that
you learn about yourself.
You
like,
learn
really
about
figure out your body.
Yeah, your body.
cycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and your cup is like it's like a measuring cup.
Okay, so I did find this one. There's this one that I just found because my sister is an EMT, so she like doesn't necessarily have that consistency, you know, like if she's at a public bathroom.
Like
exactly. So there's one that have like squeeze valves.
So you basically like
you can
leave yourself.
You can drain it a little.
That's the best.
I know, and I was like, "Hey, Sid, you should get this one." She's like, "I did. I ordered it." And I was like, "Cool."
But it can it holds more than
I know that's too much for me too. But like,
but it holds as much as a tampon.
It does. I think it only.
I
think it holds up to like 2 or 3 tampons worth.
I'm leaving this shit.
So it holds more. So you can go longer.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have like the toxic shock syndrome issue.
Let me make my voice.
And you're not creating more. You're not creating.
No. I don't think I was loud enough. Like I do not agree.
Do you use tampons or pads?
Both, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, remember when I went on that big long hike?
Yes.
Okay, that was a couple of years ago.
Oh yes.
I was not supposed to get my period on that hike.
Oh,
that's
so I was hiking for 10en days.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. And you're like basically screwed at that point.
Yeah.
You're like,
I prepared for everything except that because that was not supposed to. Like seriously, I was like, I don't know what happened. Fluke. I have no idea why I started my period.
But you weren't supposed to.
Right, because I planned a trip and I was going away.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like I didn't have readily access to like bathrooms and stuff on this hike. And so I was just like, I'm wearing mostly black. I'm just gonna go with it.
That's amazing.
And it worked for the most part. So I was good.
God, that would suck.
Okay, but that must have been like a super free experience.
So I researched it when I got back home, and apparently it's a thing.
Oh, it totally is
it's such a thing.
It's definitely a thing.
It's like it's called free bleeding.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, apparently there's people that do this.
Yeah, because it was
I had to do it because I didn't really have any
There was a
choice.
marathon or something with them doing that.
There was.
Yeah, because it was like there was a woman's like about the luxury tax because tampons are taxed.
Peak tax.
Yeah,
Which is
It's called a peak tax.
which
Yeah.
is stupid.
So I think
really
there
And
was
it's
a
a
woman.
real thing,
Yeah,
and
there
it
was a
adds
woman.
up to hundreds of
This
Anyways,
is what I'm talking about. Okay, menstrual cups, take that out of the equation.
You're not buying tampons anymore. You're not creating more waste either.
That's a huge one
okay,
for both of
so-
us.
I mean, you guys are selling it, but I'm still not.
I know.
buying
It's not for
I get
everyone.
it.
It's really not for everyone.
It's not for
And
everyone.
I would
really
try
think
it.
the only
You're
time
not putting
I'd wanna do
chemicals
it
I
into
would
your
totally
vagina.
when I am
Yes.
hiking or when I'm running.
Have you
and I
heard
have-
of pussy weed? I was thinking like it's worth it just to like put weed in there.
I've never heard of that.
Put weed.
Okay,
like,
wait,
where
wait,
you just put like weed,
Back-
like you just smoosh it up a little bit.
Backing up to pussy. weed, though?
I know.
What is that?
So
I think she's making it up.
I heard of it.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
I am so looking this up.
Right.
You know I
there's-
love
okay.
Google.
There is but there is actual like what are they called?
I'm scared.
They're like little.
Lubricants.
No, but yes, there is.
I made lubricant.
I'm scared
Yeah.
to Google
Shit,
this.
fucking
No,
work.
It
you'll
does.
be fine.
Cannabis-
It's legal now,
Cannabis
darling.
lubricant?
It's
No,
legal.
no, no.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
scared
sure.
of the pictures
But
I
there's-
might get.
What are they called?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I think it'll be fine.
Suppositories. That's what they're
Oh,
called.
okay.
Oh.
For cramps that are used with
Oh.
cannabis.
Oh.
So it's by a company called Foria.
Pussy weed.
That's exactly what it
That's
is.
like anal
Exactly.
weed.
So literally, like you put it up,
Like-
you're like you basically when you're on
Up
your
your
period.
bunghole?
No.
No.
When
It's
you're on your
right
regular
for your
A
vagina.
suppo-
Oh yeah.
For your
yeah,
vagina.
right up your butt.
Yeah,
Usually it's up your butt.
vaginal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So,
what I was like. Wait,
there
If
you
you
have
have
very
really bad
different-
cramps, it basically
Yeah.
just like makes your uterus high, but not your head.
I need that.
Relaxes.
Yes.
I need that.
I never knew I needed that.
I
Apparently
certainly
I do.
So
I'm
You're
not
just, like,
throwing
chilling
anything
back
in there
down.
anymore. I can just make my uterus hot. That's hilarious.
You need to calm the fuck down, not me.
Right?
Oh god, I just thought of something
Pointing to
horrible.
my.
The CBD drops.
yeah.
Oh,
Go
if you
upside
put
down.
it, if you put it on my CBD on it, no, my.
Interesting work. I don't know if anybody's done
Damn,
that.
Judy.
Somebody has
wait,
thought of
I
it.
gotta-
We can't be the
yeah,
first
yeah.
people.
Hey, we gotta cut that part out. That was a good idea. We gotta cut that part out.
Yeah, that's got to be patented before we release that to the world.
Right.
I'm gonna put it in reverse. I'm like blank it out or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for
that's a
real.
good idea.
It's not a
Okay.
bad idea.
There is a article called "I Got My Pussy Stoned with Weed Lube." I didn't know there was weed lube.
I made it.
Amazing thing ever.
Okay,
It just like.
I need to read this.
Oh, and let me
hold
tell
I
on.
think you need to.
I'm not even
experiment
gonna
with
lie.
this.
Like the first 3 times, I didn't even tell my husband I
D'Angelo would
used
never
it.
like.
I think he would.
You don't know him that well. though.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let me talk.
Because you're like,
Because I made it and I didn't
Placebo
want
effect,
to
right?
No, because he wouldn't have let me use it.
oh,
I
yeah.
would love to hear this
He's like,
conversation.
fuck no.
So I just
Okay.
used it myself.
That's it, we have
And
about
I'm like,
weed
yeah,
lube.
yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
There's actually a kit that we sell at the dispensary that's a bath bomb, a joint, and lube. It's like called the love kit.
Self love.
Yeah, well,
either
Listen,
way,
if it had
whatever
a
you
vibrator,
want.
right? So I was like, that's interesting.
Okay,
That's nice.
so apparently
self care.
there's
Yeah.
this cannabis
Difference.
lube designed especially to enhance female sexual pleasure.
Yeah. I've actually heard of a strain that's supposed to like intensify orgasms for females.
Oh,
What's it
okay.
called?
I-
Sex pot. It's called sex pot.
I do love like getting stoned before I get
it's
some.
literally the best.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too young for that, so.
Or like cocaine too. That's a hell of a drug. That if you ever do cocaine, you have to have sex. Why
I'll
do
remember
cocaine
that
and not
one.
have sex? Why?
I don't
That's
know,
funny.
but I'll have to remember that.
Maybe that's why my friends do coke.
That's so funny.
Yes.
They're discovering.
That's why. Hmm. And side note,
no, they're having lots.
Everybody does coke. Not everybody smokes weed. You always grow up thinking everybody smokes weed.
No,
not everybody smokes weed.
I don't know. Everybody I knew smoked weed.
Yeah, a lot of people I knew smoke.
But they stop.
My dad literally smoked weed until the day he died. Like,
but see, Carolyn,
outliers.
You're special. Well, see, my grandmother smoked weed too, so like we're different in that aspect.
Yeah.
My grandmother smoked weed. My father smoked weed. So, but what I'm saying is, everybody does cocaine.
I disagree.
Everybody. You can disagree, but that's because you don't even have a close relationship with your coworkers. I have a close relationship with my friends' coworkers.
No, you can. No, but you can.
I can almost guarantee nobody at D'Angelo's job is doing coke. I'm sorry. Regular drug testing. It's just not happening.
Well, police officers are a different breed. They either don't or they
drink
do.
a lot.
Yeah, which is not different. Any better.
Yeah, but it's legal.
But if they're her husband is like.
Firemen now, though, can actually smoke 6 hours before their shift.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think police officers will ever be allowed to do
But yeah, firemen are now allowed to smoke.
I feel like police officers should
6 hours before.
Right? Just
to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
That was something we had talked about in therapy, was about, like, the stress hormones in your body. And so because police officers are, like, always on alert, that's why they have more, weight bearing. Because of all the stress hormones.
I was just telling...
Whereas firemen, it's like true. That bell is only the stress that they get.
So our episode 20 really called Doo-Doo Arms.
Well, usually no one's trying to kill a fireman either, by the way. Like,
that's
firemen enforce different things.
Yeah.
So no one's... everyone's always really happy to see a fireman. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Right? For various reasons.
Don't get me started on your neighbor over here.
Oh my God.
He did probably.
Anyhow.
So we just sit in here and just talk and
that's literally what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's so nice.
I told this is what I love about this podcast. Like, we talk about things that we want to talk about.
That's exactly what we've been doing.
Like, we try to stay on topic, but we definitely always. I'm the one that gets things usually off
topic.
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
You think we're good now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, I think we're done. Thank you, Carolyn, for coming in.
Yes, your guest appearance. Really?
Guest appearance, Carolyn.
Juelliete.
Alex.
Shout out your...
Yes, Kannabis Works in Santa Ana.
Okay.
Can we say address or?
Yeah, everything. So even shout out your Instagram if you want.
Oh yeah, no, it's at Kannabis Works though. I mean,
okay, at Kannabis.
With a K. Oh yeah, it's with a K.
With a K.
Kannabis Works. K being the Greek version of cannabis. It was the first. It was like where Carl Linnaeus, who's the father of taxonomy, it's where he got the word cannabis was from the Greek spelling. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the harvest symbol as like our symbol.
Like my big fat Greek wedding, like everything comes from the Greek.
Yes.
The root word kimono.
No, so
cannabis.
Yeah.
But okay, so cannabis with a K. That's how you're gonna remember it.
Yeah,
my big fat Greek wedding. Mm-hmm. K. Kimono.
Usually
cannabis.
We say KW. So
K-dub. Okay.
Yeah. Or K-dub. Yeah, it's usually goes to K-dub.
And thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, we want to have you back. You have to come back.
No,
we would love to.
Yes.
Really would. Yeah.
You too.
Yes, you have to.
I'm across the street.
We're gonna have yeah, we're gonna have I think we should have like a steady rotation. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
Sweet.
So settle. Anyways, catch us on Twitter, Mixed Greens Pod, Instagram, Mixed Greens Podcast, everywhere else, Mixed Greens Podcast. Until next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you
but I'm gonna smoke one more bowl.